What is the highlight of tonight's game? It's Raiders-Texans. There is the number one pick, the rookie, and CJ Stroud, who Joe was just talking about. We all understand the way things went in the playoffs, particularly in that game in New England. Can CJ Stroud put that behind him? Out there for the first drive, and it's a scoring drive. Nice toss to Jared Wayne, 3rd and 10. They lived in 3rd and long last year. That was a big part of the problem. There's another nice find. Tight end's always open, Steve. That's Foster Moreau. And then Woody Marks. Yes, Montgomery is there to tote the rock, but Marks looked excellent on this opening drive, ran it well, and it's 7-0 Texans. Ensuing drive for the Raiders. And there's one of the guys that the Raiders went out and spent a bunch of money on in the offseason. That's Jalen Naylor. Nice WW. And there is Max Crosby there, the vet, to say, hey, keep your chin up, Rook. Now it's Mendoza. 3rd and 7. This is the money down in this league. Nice toss to Malik Benson. The drive stays alive. Another 3rd down throw, and that has got to be caught. You can't throw it better than that. Mendoza's night, 8 for 16, 86 yards and a pick. And it's preseason, yes, but the results matter. These guys are out here, as Joe and Troy said. They're fighting for jobs. They're still playing hard. Vegas got the ball at their own 4. And they go 96 yards. There's Aiden O'Connell to Brandon Johnson, the 4th-year man out of UCF. The clock's tick, 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 tick. You better get in because they're going to lay on each other and the clock might exhaust itself. But eventually, they decide that's a touchdown. Significant to some. There were 2 extra points missed by Vegas. 22-20 is your final score. So salute to Vegas for playing hard till the end. Jason McCourty is alongside. And so much of what we talked about in our hour leading up on Countdown was about the number one pick because this is a rebuild for Vegas, and they got a lot to try to fix. But you draft a guy hoping he's going to be the guy. He showed you what?
He showed me that he has the short-term memory to be able to bounce back after a bad play. And I think that's what you want to see. He's a rookie. He's going to make mistakes. But what are you going to do after? So he throws that interception, gets to the sideline. We see Crosby go over and pat him on the head. But then he responds. And I think that's the part that you want to see if you're in that Vegas organization.
Are there specific throws? Are there situations where you see things from him where, like, the light comes on for you? Like, all right, because, I mean, he showed it in Indiana. But Saturday football and Sunday football are very different things.
Just a little bit, SVP, a little different. But, yes, there are moments. I think him working through his progressions is impressive. Him going under center, something he didn't do at Indiana. I think those are the things that you want to see that's going to help him take the next step. And I got some plays to show you too, Scott.
All right, all right. This is our first time together. I just want to make sure you're comfortable walking, talking, and working on the tablet as you work your way to the wall.
Well, this will be my first time walking and talking.
It's preseason for everybody.
I want to say I'm confident, but let's see how I do.
Let's see how I do. Keep your head up. Don't trip on the wires.
No wires. Yeah, I got it. All right, here we go. We're talking about being a rookie. It's a little bit different. For rookies, they're almost like dealing with bad kids. They're hard-headed. Sometimes they do the right thing, then sometimes they go rogue and do what they want. But this is some of the good stuff that we saw from Fernando Mendoza. His ability to drop back and identify where he wants to throw the ball. What's so impressive about this is you have a defender here and a defender here. And both of those guys, he has to squeeze it right in between them, and it has to be a picture-perfect pass. He does that. A big pickup in the shotgun where he's comfortable, and he's able to get this pass for a completion. You love to see that from him. Now, they get close to the end zone. For every offensive coordinator, we call it a fringe shot. You want to take your shot at the end zone and not work it through the red zone. So right here, they're going to have what we call a pylon. One guy running to the back of the pylon, another guy to the front of the pylon. Quarterback under center. Go play action. Now when you go play action, Mendoza drops back. He's looking. Where is he going to throw the football? One, covered, taken away. Covered here, covered there. Nowhere to throw the football, but he works through his progressions. He tries to check the ball down, and he tries to come back. I want you guys, though, to look at the defender right here. He's the one. When you throw this football behind your running back and it's late over the middle, guys in the NFL, they're going to make you pay. But I love the way my rookie's running. He's hustling his butt off. But when you say what's the difference between Saturday and Sunday, the converted safeties to linebackers, well, they're going to make you pay, and they get to spike the ball in the end zone and have the fun. Mendoza, he'll learn from this, and he'll be better. Make those mistakes in the preseason, not the regular season.
Yeah, I got worried when he's chasing down the defender. I mean, I get the hustle. The last thing you want is him to fall wrong and mess up his arm in the process, right? But he did have respond from those throws. And we gave his numbers, what were they, 8 for 15.
Yeah.
And they come back and they get a win. So that's their story. They're in a rebuild. Mm-hmm. As I said to Joe and Troy, Houston's in a very different space.
Yeah.
They're on the short list. That defense is enough to maybe win a title on its own. But we did talk a lot about CJ Stroud and trying to put last year behind him. He only played one drive.
Yeah.
He's played in much more significant games than this. But what are you hoping to see, even starting tonight, that tell you that last year is in the rear view?
The confidence. I think that's the biggest thing. The ability we know is there. We saw that his rookie year when he got to Houston, took him to the playoffs, and the success he had. That game in Foxborough in the playoffs where he threw interception after interception, after their defense were playing their butts off, I think you come into this offseason, you want to see the CJ Stroud of old if you're a teammate. This drive in the preseason, yes, meaningless to a certain extent, 2 third-down conversions by him. Houston also, multiple tight ends on the field, running the football. Woody Marks was impressive tonight. Those are the type of things you want to see because, Scott, you said it. With their defense, CJ Stroud doesn't have to throw for 5,000 yards and 50 touchdowns. Control the line of scrimmage, run the football, make the necessary throws, and protect it.
When you have a defense that's that good and you see your quarterback look, and I'm not saying he is, but appear to be spooked, like really frightened, or his confidence is waning.
Yeah.
I'll couch it to a degree. How much concern do you carry with you into this season and just need to see little things to remind you of who he was when he was the rookie that played so well?
I think it's throughout the course of the offseason. So I think it started way back in April when the offseason workout started. You want to see the side of him that comes out where he's talking trash to the defense throughout the course of practice.
So you can show your guys that in OTAs, just how you carry yourself in the room.
Every single day in the building, who you are is what teammates are looking at, what coaches are looking at. And I think for CJ Stroud, this is only his second year with their offensive coordinator, Nick Caley. There's coaches that were in the building last year that are no longer there, new coaches that are there. I think that helps build the trust for him. And when you build that trust with the coaching staff, with the guys around you, well, now that allows you to build the confidence. Once you have those things, now you can go out on the football field and play free. That's what we want to see from him.
I think that's the key point right there. Can you play free? Because it would seem to me that when everyone's saying, hey, all you have to do is not F it up. That's a totally different mindset. That's not playing free. That's just don't make the mistake that kills us. I think those are two totally different things, aren't they?
You always try to remind guys, though, like this is a sport that we all started playing when we were just kids.
Right.
And you were going out there because you were playing with your buddies and you were having a blast doing it. For CJ, that's what you want to get back to. I'm just out here playing football. The same things that we've practiced all the way from April through August, we're just trying to go out there and execute those things. The external pressures that go on, people saying don't screw it up, a contract year, all of those things, when I go play good ball and I'm smiling and I'm having a blast, it all takes care of itself.
Well, we're just going to sit here and talk football. Hopefully we can have a smile and have a blast, and the viewers out there will as well, along with us, as we will be together starting in Arrowhead and all season long.
We won't be making CJ Stroud money, though, no matter how well we do.
You don't know that. You don't know that. My guy Pat's resetting the bar for everybody, baby. We're
dream big, baby.
Hey, you got to. You got to. Great to be with you.
Yes, sir.
And we'll see you soon. All right, and there are storylines that we talk about, and we understand that it's preseason. And, Joe, we looked at this through the lens of the quarterbacks, and I think there were some fairly positive returns for the Houston side. I'm interested in what you see from Vegas as they are on a monumental rebuild that begins in earnest tonight.
Yeah, I think when you look back at last year, you know, they had Pete Carroll, head coach who likes veterans around him. They had Geno Smith, the quarterback. They feel like light years from that. And now that they've embarked on this gigantic rebuild, and even tonight, I mean, we didn't see anybody in the offensive line. We didn't see Ashton Genty. We didn't see Brock Bowers. We didn't see starters on the defense. I still don't think we know exactly how good or what they're going to be all about. But they're going about it the right way. They've got a lot more talent now, young talent, than they did a year ago. Mendoza seems like the right guy, and it's just onward and upward from here. But they've got a ways to go, and they play in a tough division.
Yeah, without question there. And Troy, before the game, we talked about Mendoza, and you said he has impressed you. There's an old adage, you can't be late across the middle in the National Football League. I mean, there's going to be plenty of learning moments. What did he get tonight that he could use moving forward?
You know, some of that. I think the interception being one of them. Whether it's hard to know from here whether he thought. I am really impressed with him, and I just think that, as I said in the game, a lot of quarterbacks come into this league, and you know they have all this ability, but you just don't know, okay, what kind of leader are they? How important is the game to them? Are they going to put in the time? Are they going to do the little things? With him, I mean, you check every box, and you say, if he doesn't have success with his talent and then with his mindset of wanting to be great, I would say then, which is oftentimes the case, I would say the organization failed him and didn't get enough good players around him. I think that with Clint Kubiak, he's going to have good coaching on the offensive side of the ball. I do like some of these young players that they have in. You know, Joe mentions Ashton Genty and Brock Bowers. I mean, that's a pretty good place to start, to have those two corner pieces offensively. Now it's about protecting them. They got to get better at wide receiver. Those things will happen as well. But, you know, you don't solve everything in one offseason. But I do like the feel of this. And if Mendoza is who we think they are, this is a Raiders organization that looks to have a bright future.
I'd love to close with a quick thought on Houston. Joe Burrow said now or never in Cincinnati. I can't imagine that Houston is in a state of urgency that's quite that profound. But I'm just interested in being around this Texans group, the sense that you guys have of just how ready they are to take that next step, because I have to feel like they're on the short list of teams that could reasonably get to L.A. and represent their conference.
Well, when you have a defense like they have, yeah, the expectations are all the way to Los Angeles and playing in the Super Bowl, and they've had those expectations now for a couple of years. You know, this team has everything in place to be as good as anybody in football.
Yeah, and you added the running back in Montgomery. David Montgomery was a huge get. The offensive line with Rutledge they drafted looks like he's going to be their center. They're trying to finally settle down the offensive line. And then every bit of the spotlight goes right to the quarterback. And when you think about, you know, Anderson got his extension, CJ Stroud did not. They have time here to figure it all out. But actions speak louder than words. And so they said we've had, quote unquote, good contact about the deal, but the deal hasn't happened. I think they want to see it happen in January, considering how he played, talking about CJ Stroud this past playoff. But if he plays well, and he doesn't have to be great, he can be good with his defense and everything else that's around him. Right. They're as good as anybody in the NFL. So I agree with what Troy said. And CJ's a great guy, had a tremendous rookie year. I mean, as good as we've seen. And now he's just got to find that form again.
Troy, are you afraid that Joe's going to leave you to be a game show host full time? He was pretty good at it.
Yeah, how'd you know?
I mean, you tape like
Put
5 shows
in the form of a question, huh?
Yeah, I didn't do that. Are you afraid? Forget it, guys. We'll see you in Kansas City. Look forward to the journey to SoFi as a group, man. It's going to be an honor to be in your company as always.
Be great. Thanks, Scott.
Back at you.
All right, fellas, be well. Joe and Troy.